may be the Golden State, but apparently we're not that gratuitous. California was just crowned the stingiest tipping state in the nation. I'm joined now by Nick Wolny, finance columnist and author of Money Proud. Nick, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So what do you think is driving this?
One big factor is simply that California is a higher cost of living state. Some analysts have put it very well that a 17% tip on a $100 meal is still going to be more money than a 20% tip on a $50 meal. And so some people think that when they pair out this data, it actually represents that it's just higher bills, higher cost of living, higher tabs. It also wasn't a huge difference, even though California was dead last. Our average was 17.3%, and the national average was 18.8%. So while we do take the crown on stingiest state, we're not too far out in front with holding back with our wallets.
Well, that's good to keep it in perspective. And our state's minimum wage much higher than most other states. Does that make people feel less obligated to also tip?
It's likely a factor because with many other states, you have the potential to have a sub-minimum wage for either a hospitality worker, wait staff, things like that. And so there might be more of an impulse to tip that person more, knowing that they make less. Here in California, that minimum wage still applies to wait staff as well. And so there is less of that social pressure. I also think this is something that has come up really since the COVID-19 pandemic. You had a lot of businesses that had to quickly move to a contactless solution. Businesses that didn't previously accept payment with an iPad and things like that. You also had a lot of businesses that needed to incorporate extra PPE costs. And so people were tipping more. They were tipping extra. There were additional lines on receipts that you didn't see previously. And all of that has kind of carried over now to where, paying on an iPad and seeing those boxes are the norm. Even the change from 15, 18, 20% to 20, 22, 25%. I've personally also seen prompts for 22, 25, 30%. It's kind of this tipflation that's happening across the board.
Yeah, I actually went and got frozen yogurt recently, and I served myself, but when I went to pay, there was still an option to tip, and I was like, what? So do you think people are just dealing with tip fatigue, or is the economy playing the bigger role?
I think it's both. You definitely see that tip fatigue. People are now really used to seeing that prompt for a tip, even when they are self-serve on the frozen yogurt, as you said. I think what you're also seeing is just people dealing with the cost of living. Gas is up. The cost of food is up. People are looking at their budgets more tightly than they were a year ago. They're not necessarily pulling back a whole lot, but they're definitely looking more closely at how they're spending, what they're spending on, and looking for those easy opportunities to trim. If someone at the cafe got you a drip coffee, put it in a cup and handed it to you, maybe you're not going to tip 25% based on that action. Maybe you're going to reserve that for more sit-down service and things like that.
All right, one more question for you. On Friday, we reported that some parents are now asking guests to contribute and tip on their children's birthday party bill. So has tipping culture really just gotten out of control?
Based on that reporting, I do think that we're beginning to expand out of control a little bit. It makes me think of past friends of mine who were invited to go, away to a bachelorette weekend or to a bachelor weekend, and the price just kept going up and up and up and up. Being asked to kind of contribute or being asked to sort of chip in on what is normally a group experience. It's interesting to see how that pressure is now bleeding over into some of our other rituals, what we have as families, what we have as friend gatherings. Things like that. So we'll see if the trend continues over time.
All right, Nick, thank you so much for being with us. And Nick's book, Money Proud, is available now.